This Sunday, thousands of area runners will take off from downtown Cincinnati in the annual Heart Mini Marathon. And this year, the headliner, the celebrity runner, will be Joan Benoit Samuelson. You'll remember her best, though, as Joan Benoit before she was married back in 1984. In that year, Benoit won the gold medal in the Summer Olympics out in L.A. for the United States. And at that time, Benoit's time was the third fastest women's marathon ever. This weekend, she'll take her world-class speed and tackle the hills of Columbia Parkway in the Heart Mini Marathon, and she joins us now live. And Joan, I think the thing a lot of people miss about that is you had surgery on your knee 17 days before you ran that marathon in '84 and still won the gold. I had arthroscopic knee surgery 17 days before the Olympic trials. Okay. And that qualified me for the Olympics. And how I did it, I don't know, so don't ask me any more questions. When you look at the video, though, does it still bring back the chills, I guess, of running through the tunnel and taking
It does. I remember the opening ceremonies coming in through the tunnel, and I was toward the end of the U.S. pack, and I said, I wonder what it would be like to come into this tunnel all alone with a cheering crowd. And I really didn't expect it to happen. I was hoping for a medal, but I was somewhat of a long shot for a medal, and when I came in first with nobody right on my tail, I was really surprised. And I just said something similar to what Bruce Jenner must have said in the preceding Olympics when he said, "Feet don't fail me now."
Is that right? But did you make a Wheaties box?
No.
Let me ask you another question. I think it's kind of ironic, the fact that you're in town for the Heart Mini Marathon now. When Greta Weitz of Norway, she was here last year in the same position as you are now, the celebrity, the headliner, and she was said to be your closest competition in that race.
Right. And Greta and I are close friends, and we see each other outside of competition fairly regularly. And she and Ingrid Christensen were considered favorites, along with Rosa Mota from Portugal. And as I said, I was just hoping for a medal on an outside chance. And, you know, it was the best race of my life. And if it had been 2 days later, maybe the results would have been totally different. But I was on that particular day. And you know what they say about your best races being your easiest races, and I just couldn't believe it was the Olympic marathon.
Sure. Let's talk about this Sunday. We've got some video from last year's race here. How do you approach this race? I know you're still trying to build up strength here at this time.
Well, I'm coming off some fairly good training, and I'm looking to run well here in Cincinnati in the American Heart Mini Marathon on Sunday. It'll be a good indicator as far as my fitness is concerned, and if it's a good race for me, I'll plan a full slate of competition through the spring.
Now, it's wet outside now, and you're hoping for really cool temperatures, low 40s, and if you have that, I mean, I guess your success will be determined directly upon that.
Well, as long as there's not a heavy downpour during the race.
Sure. Well, Bill Rogers was here yesterday, and I told him you were going to be in, and he said, "Is she going to be running the Boston Marathon? You got to find that out for me." Will you run in Boston, or will you wait to see what happens Sunday?
I will wait to see what happens on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad I'm not running, because you'd smoke me. Thanks for your time, Joe. Let's go back to Carol and Clyde.
Man, can you imagine that 17 days after knee surgery?
That's incredible.
It would take me 17 months after knee surgery. Bob says years. Thanks, Bob.
Duke in a rematch of last year's championship game, so the field is set, and a winner will come out by next Monday night. But in the Heart Mini Marathon, they got a winner today. In fact, they had two of them. Most years in this race, you have a 9.3-mile course that has to be tackled. But today, wind gusts on the way back downtown was the biggest opponent on the afternoon. Downtown, about 1 o'clock, more than 5,000 runners took off from 5th Street, heading east. They leave downtown, wave to cameras, and take on the rolling hills of Columbia Parkway. Early on in the women's race, you could see who set the pace. Joan Benoit Samuelson, the world-class runner, Olympic gold medalist, had no problem. Benoit finished this race in first for the women, a time that was slowed a bit by the wind, but nonetheless, she's trying to get back to strength, and today really helped her.
I am a little bit disappointed with the time, but given the fierce headwinds coming back, I really can't complain.
Well, here's another runner who can't complain, Noel Hallahan. Born in Ireland, now living in the area, Hallahan won the men's race. No record times, but record times were not important today.
I'm satisfied to win. The time is not that fast, but under the conditions, I'm just satisfied to finish and win.
Super afternoon and good weather for it, despite the winds. High school
Heart Mini Marathon. Now, one of these days, I've got to get this old bag of bones in shape and run in this thing. That is, if they'd let a joker like me in this thing. Well, I guess they would. They let News Channel 5 reporter John London run today, and that guy dressed up like an Easter egg. 5,000 took off from the starting line at 1 o'clock. World-class runner Joan Benoit Samuelson broke away from the pack early. The course runs from downtown up Columbia Parkway to Delta Avenue and back, 9.3 miles in all. It was no surprise when Benoit Samuelson came in first among the women. She finished with a time of 52 minutes and 46 seconds. As for the men, Irishman Noel Hallinan won with a time of 47:21.
All in all, I'm really satisfied with the time. Anytime I can come in and win a race of this stature, the American Heart Association's mini marathon, you have to be happy.
Both winning times were well off the course records. The wind made sure the 8-year-old records would stand at least another